Hey guys, welcome, welcome. This is lesson check 7.4, so let's do it. We learned in the lesson, this is kind of like our mom, teen, and baby, okay? So when I say mom, I mean the big one, right? This is this triangle ABC. When I say the baby, I mean the smallest one there, right? And when I say teen, the medium one. And we know that all three are similar, so we can set up sides that make the same ratio. So let's take a look. It's asking for AC. So there's a couple ways to do this, but I find the easiest way is to take the geometric mean, call that X, and then set up the ratio we used in class. Okay, so we notice that on the baby, the small side of the baby is 4, and the medium side of the baby is X, okay? So the small side of the baby is 4. The medium side of the baby is X. Now we change our attention to the teenager. And we notice that the small side of the teenager, right? Here's our teen, right? The small side of our teenager is X. And then the medium side of our teenager is 5, right? So notice since the small side of the teen, the medium side of the teen, since these are the same ordering, then since they're corresponding sides, they make the same ratio. This is the formula we used in class, okay? So, and this was the formula used in our discussion question, that this altitude cuts this long side of the mom in two pieces and it creates this ratio between the two pieces. We also see this formula a lot, and we call this A and we call this B, and we substitute it in. Okay, so let's go ahead and solve. So if I multiply these, X is the square root of 20. Okay, so we're not done though, because they asked us to solve for AC. So I'm just going to erase this so you can see a little bit better. So if this is the square root of 20, we can also at any given time use Pythagorean theorem. So we notice that on my baby, here I know 2 of the 3 sides, so I can solve for AC. So the small side of the baby, the medium side of the baby, and the longest side of the baby is AC, right? So I get 16 plus 20 equals AC squared. So that's, what is that? 36 is equal to AC squared. Well, that worked out nice, didn't it? Because the square root of 36 is 6. Nice. Okay. Question number 2. Once again, there's actually 3 kind of geometric means, but this one's the most popular. What is JL? Okay, so they actually want you to solve for this distance here. And there's a couple ways to solve that. So let's see. That's the long side of the mom, right? But I don't know anything about the other 2 sides of the mom. So that's another reason why I might just call this X. And if you're more comfortable calling it a different letter or number, or you might just call it ML because that's its name. Okay, so let's do that. So just the formula we used a minute ago, A over X is equal to X over B. If we call this X, so if I put a 6 there and a 6 there, and if I call that A, and I call this B. All right, we can solve for B using cross multiplication. So let's cross multiply. We get 36 is equal to 8B, and that's what we're solving for. So what is 36 divided by 8? 4.5. Now let's plug that in just to make sure. Yep, so the small side of baby is 4.5. The medium side of the baby is 6. That's a number that makes sense. Let's look at question number 3. Okay, so 18 is the long side of the mom. It looks like A is both the medium side of the mom. Now let's look at the teen. It looks like we have two pieces of information about the teen. We have the medium side of the teen, and we also have the long side of the teen would be A. So we can set up a ratio just following this same order. Medium side of teen, long side of teen has to equal medium side of mom over long side of mom. Notice I stayed consistent in my measurements there, right? So just plugging this in, the medium side of teen we said was 16. The long side of teen they called A. Now looking at the red shape, the median side of teen is, medium side of mom is A. Long side of mom is 18. All right, so this is showing you this is one of the other geometric means. So if we cross multiply to solve, in fact, though, they didn't want us to solve, but this is what we get, 16 times 18. So we're looking for which of these formulas is equivalent or equal to. So we notice if I cross multiply, I get 16a equals 18a, so that's not going to work. This here, I'm going to get something else. Right? This, I get 16a squared equals 18a. So none of these work. This is equivalent to what we wrote. It's essentially saying the same thing. If we look at it, they went in a slightly different order, but still corresponding. So they went 18, long side of mom, over A, medium side of mom. And then the teen, long side of teen, over medium side of teen. So that would have been another way to find the proportion that works. All right, last question. Segment P and S, okay, segment P and S have what segment as their geometric mean? And we said this segment here, right? So that's our most popular geometric mean. So I'm going to pick the segment SR. All right. And as mentioned, there are two other geometric means. This one is the most popular, though, and I pretty much use this one and only this one. But I could also think, what other two segments would have segment PR as its geometric mean? So that would mean, what would end up being in the same ratio with PR? So if I look here, it looks like PR is the long side of the baby, right? And so if I do that, right, I believe that it is the short side of the baby, PS or SB. And then how would I grab the same relationship with the mom? So if I look at the mom, PR is the short side of the mom, and now I need to be consistent, so I have to grab the long side of the mom. So the long side of the mom would be PQ. So which segments would also be or create this pattern where PR would come up twice? That's kind of what it's saying. And I noticed that it's this segment, PS or SP, and PQ or QP. All right. Last one. Segments PQ and QS have what as their means? So let's PQ. So that's the long side of the mom, right? And QS. Okay, so that looks just like the last one, so just kind of following the same pattern. QR would be their geometric mean, and we could set that up. Would QR be, so it's just like kind of doing the same thing but to the other side. Would QR be set up? That's the, QR is the long side of the teen, but QR is the medium side of the mom. So I'd have to go long side of mom, which is QP, and the medium side of the teen, so that these are the same ordering. So again, the medium side of the teen is this QS. So notice here, these two segments, QP and QS, do make the same ratio with QR in the same spot. Thanks for joining me, guys.